What's up everybody, Curtis here from Digibit Tech. Now, if you've paid attention to the channel, you've probably noticed that every Tuesday I've been trying to live stream for you guys. I have been live streaming off of my wife's laptop, which is a Core i7 laptop with a GTX 970M in it. So it's actually a fairly decent laptop. However, with school starting up soon, I may or may not have access to that anymore. So my plan is to be able to build a stationary system that I can just leave at the location, and then when the time comes, flip it on, power it on, and be ready to rock. Now, keep in mind, all of this is built from stuff I just have laying around the shop. So it won't be the most spectacular build spec-wise. However, it should more than handle what I'm going to throw at it, and we should be able to have a little fun with it. So with that being said, here is the rationale of parts. Now, I am rocking a AMD FX 6100 CPU. This is a 6-core, not known for having the best single-threaded performance, but with throwing streaming at it, I'm hoping those multiple cores can kind of pick up the pace and help me out. Now, this CPU is going to be rocked out in a Gigabyte GA-970A-DS3P motherboard. Now, this motherboard is about as bare bones as you can get. There is no frills with it whatsoever, but it does have expansion slots, which we are going to be taking advantage of. What I'm going to cool this system with is the tried and true, that's right, good old faithful Cooler Master Hyper 212 Evo. I did spray paint this black a while back to kind of match a build I did. It really didn't hurt the thermals, maybe by 1-2 degrees Celsius at the most. I am going to be running this at stock clocks because this Gigabyte board does not offer overclocking. And as cheap as it is, I probably wouldn't want to overclock it anyway. So the RAM we're going to install is actually a Kingston set of 4x4 gigabyte DDR3 memory. This is a 16 gigabyte kit, so it should more than handle what we're going to be throwing at it. Now for video output. Since this board doesn't have dedicated video out, we are going to be installing a GTX 660 from EVGA. Now this is a 2 gigabyte VRAM card, which nowadays you can actually burn up that VRAM pretty quick with today's modern textures. However, what we're going to be playing is mostly stuff like Castle Crashers. Honestly, the stream is going to be more just talking heads, so this should handle everything we throw at it just fine. Now for networking on here, I am going to be installing a wireless card. This is going to be a TP-Link Archer T6E. When I was rocking Windows 7 in the old Wi-Fi build, this wireless card had no problem whatsoever. However, I have been reading that it doesn't play nicely with Windows 10, which is what I'm gonna be installing in this rig. So, as kind of a backup and a CYA, I am gonna be installing an Intel Pro 1000 GT NIC. This is a gigabit NIC. So I should be able to plug in. The building only has Cat 5 ERAN anyway, so I'm not going to be bottlenecked there. After all, wired connection is so much more stable than the wireless connection, which if you watched this past Tuesday's live stream, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So with networking out of the way, for storage, I'm going to be putting in a Kingston 120 gigabyte SSD. This is going to be the boot drive, and it's going to store all the key programs and main drivers. Now for mass storage, because after all, you can fill up 120 gigs relatively easy, I'm going to be putting in a Western Digital 3 terabyte hard drive. Now, 3 terabytes is a little bit overkill for what we're going to need it for, but it was laying around, so why not? Also, all of this is going to be stuffed inside of a random Cooler Master case I had laying around. It does accept ATX motherboards, as well as all the expansion I'm going to be putting in it. It's going to be a tight fit, but I think it's going to work. So with the rationale all listed out, how about we get to building? So let's break out the screwdrivers and get to work. And that is a wrap on this one, guys. Thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. The build went together pretty well. However, there were a few snags along the way that I kind of had to deal with. One of which is these old cases really weren't meant to cable manage in. So the cables still kind of look like a mess, but what can you do? It was laying around, and now I have Windows installed on it. I've still got to do all the drivers, all the updates, put all the programs on there, and that's going to take a good long time. So if you want to see how it performs, I guess you're just going to have to wait until Tuesday night. Be sure to check out the stream. Me and my buddy John are going to talk about some geeky, nerdy, cool stuff, and don't miss it. Starts at 6:30 Eastern Time, and we would love to see you there. So with that being said, and all the shameless plugs over, thank you for watching this video. If you liked what you saw, be sure to hit that like button. If you dislike it, there's a button down there for that as well. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I am going to be doing a US only giveaway once I hit 100 subs, so you don't want to miss that. Don't forget to hit that notification button so you are always up to date with the latest and greatest Digibit tech videos. Also, sound off in the comments down below. Let me know what you used your spare parts for and what kind of cool stuff you came up with. Also, don't forget to hit me up on social media. I will put the tag right here. And with that being said, I will see you all in the next video. See ya.